Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Marlia. Hi, Rivskis, Keys, and Scott Frost.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, Scotty. Hi, River. Ooh, look at your nice, cozy home.
It's so
Okay, my friends, we got my favorite class. Where's Barb Bean? Barb Bean loves core. Where's she at? Jeez. She's not here. Let's just do restore. No. All righties. Any requests before we get going? Okay. Okie doke. Let's do some rainy day core yoga. I'll mute you guys and then I'll spotlight myself. There she is, our core girl. Barb Bean's here. Thank God. Couldn't do it without her. Barb Bean, I was lost without you. I was gonna teach restore without you here. Now I'm doing core. Ugh. I'm pumped. Okay, let's do it. I'm just kidding. I'm insane. All right, let us begin in a seated position. So I'm gonna face you guys, but you can face the top of your mat if you want, whatever you want. And just get comfortable. So I'm in a kneeling position. You can do whatever feels good. Feel free to sit on a pillow or a block or whatever you've got at home, a bolster if you've got one. And I'm gonna have us start with some energizing breathwork practices today. It's such a To me, I feel like the energy shifted from yesterday being so like sunny and blue sky, and now it's like, oh, I just want to like go in and snuggle all day. So let's get our energy moving a little more. I guess I'll speak for myself. I need my energy a little more lifted. So we're gonna start with this is a exercise from Kundalini lineage, and you'll bring your arms out to both sides. Bend your elbows, fingertips to your shoulders. You don't want your shoulders to drop, or excuse me, you don't want your elbows to drop. You want your elbows straight out from your shoulders. And you want the twist to happen as much as possible right from your waistline, not just from your arms. So all it is, it's a sniff in and out through your nose, powerful sniff, in to the left and out to the right. Inhale left, exhale right. I'll begin. Join me when you're ready. In, out, in, out. I'm going to turn on my musician sound so you can hear me breathe. So powerful sniffs in and out through your nose, twist from your center, and let your entire upper body move as you inhale and exhale. Keep your head and your neck moving with your upper body. And go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, elbows out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Inhale, reach up, interlace your fingers, steeple index fingers, hold in fullness, hold in fullness, hold in fullness. See if you can find Mula Bandha, your root lock. So like you're doing a Kegel, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hold, 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 hold. And then let everything go. Maybe kind of shake it out. Take a moment to just absorb, soak it in, feel whatever there is to feel. And if you want to, you can adjust your seat. So I'm going to come into easy pose. You can stay where you're at if you're comfortable. And this next one will be bellows breath. So you'll make fists next to your shoulders. We did this on Tuesday if you were here. So your fists don't have to be like really firm. They can just be nice and light. And this one is inhale through your nose, powerful inhale through your nose, and exhale out your mouth. So you'll inhale through your nose, reach up, and open your hands, open your palms, spread your fingers, and then as you exhale, You'll make your fist ha. So I'll begin. Join me when you're ready. Ha, 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 ha. Powerful inhale and exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Maybe you even stick out your tongue as you exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, ha. Keep going. In, out. Ha. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach up, interlace. Steeple your index. Mula Bandha. Get as full as you can with your breath and hold Mula Bandha. Squeeze. Hold. Squeeze everything. Get taller. Hold, hold, hold. Open your mouth, let everything go. And then be still. Feel whatever there is to feel. Just soak it in. Soften your face, soften your shoulders, and notice, is there a lot of awareness and energy now down in your belly? A lot more than there was just like 5 minutes ago even. So it's amazing to me how much our breath brings our awareness more into our being. Helps us feel our inner space a little bit more. All right, this last one will be breath of fire or skull shining breath. This one I think is probably the hardest of all of them for people to get. So all it is a strong exhale from your belly, almost like you're being punched in the gut over and over. So as you're punched, the breath comes out your mouth. Ha, ha, ha. So almost like a dog panting. The inhale is just a bouncing back. So it's not supposed to be a strong inhale. It's not supposed to sound like you're hyperventilating like this. So not that, but it's just like ha, 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 ha. And your body ideally shouldn't have to bounce. You should be able to sit up nice and tall, almost like there's a brace around your middle. And I'll begin. Join me when you're ready. Invitation to bring your hands to your low belly, or if you'd like, ego eradicating mudra. So like you're doing thumbs up, and just extend your arms out to both sides. Big inhale. And exhale, let's begin. It can be through mouth or nose. Use your core. So if you want core work, this is it. Strong exhales all the way down from your belly. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your arms up, interlace your fingers, steeple index, hold, 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 Mula Bandha, root lock, squeeze, 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 get taller. Let it all go. And then be still for a moment. Just soak in the residue, feel whatever there is to feel. Feel the energy inside of you. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it, but just feel the sensation. See if you can let go of judgment. Let go of stories, just feel. Yeah, if you want to move your head, kind of stretch your neck a little bit, go for it. Now, if you are ready, my friends, we'll transition onto hands and knees. So come into a tabletop position. And anything that would feel good, intuitive movement as you connect with your Ujjayi breath now. So turn your Ujjayi breath on, slow, steady. That Darth Vader breath, that oceanic sound. Notice what feels really good in your body, what feels really powerful and strong. And what might feel a little bit sore, stiff, tender, maybe numb, even. So there is no right or wrong. There's nothing we're looking for. We're just getting curious, feeling around, exploring what's there. Downward facing dog is our destination in your next 3 to 5 breaths. So you can get there however you want to. If you want to move through a vinyasa to get there, feel free. Once you're back in down dog, walk it out. So lift your sit bones and feel the connection to your center. Feel that invisible rope that I always talk about attached to your belly button. It's pulling up and tugging back. So lots of length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. Lots of length in your side bodies. Lots of strength and stability in your shoulders. Feel that connection to your center, your strong core. Take one more inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, and however you would like to get there, forward fold. Once you arrive, we're just gonna roll up really, 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 really slow. Really slow roll all the way up to stand. Keep your arms hanging. Your head is the very last thing to lift. Then once your head lifts, roll your shoulders out. Roll them up, back, and down a few times. All right, and then roll your shoulders back and down, palms open, receptive. Notice your own imbalance as you stand here. So for me, if I'm just unaware, I stick my butt out and press my ribs forward a lot. So I'm just kind of feeling into that. Some people, it's the opposite. They round and curl in. So see, for yourself, is there any way you can be a little more in alignment just as you stand? Or your toes facing forward, or your toes facing in or out? And then just feel this from the inside. Even close your eyes and feel your inner space. Feel your feet against the ground. Notice, are you kind of rocking onto the outer edge or the inner edge of your feet, or are you rooted, grounded through all 4 corners? So in Anusara Yoga, they say the 4 corners of your feet are the mound under your big toe, mound under your little toe, inner heel, and outer heel. Ujjayi breath, turn it on. And next time you breathe in, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, hinge at your hips, maybe big bend in your knees as you take a dive down into your fold. Lift halfway and lengthen, get all the rounding out of your back, feel the length in the back of your neck. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank. And we're gonna go right into a side plank. Right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, left arm up. If you want to bring your right knee down or your right forearm down, you do you. So if your bottom knee is not on the ground, then lift your hips really high. Maybe reach your left arm forward. And then if you want, you could even take a variation with your left leg. Feel free to play, and if you fall out, no big deal, just don't get hurt. Breathe. Use your breath to support you. One more full round. And then let's slowly come back into a plank or a modified plank, top of a push-up. Inhale and push the ground away. Lower slowly for 3, 2, strong straight line, 1. Inhale, stay low, baby cobra. So use your back strength to lift rather than your arm strength. Back of your neck long, gaze slightly down. And then see if you can float your hands up and reach your hands back, but don't lift your feet. Press down through your shoelaces. Try to spread your toes and press down through your toenails. Now use your strong mid-back muscles to lift a little higher. Helps me if I bend my elbows and try to squeeze them towards each other behind my back. One more big, huge in-breath. Release, let it go. For a moment, child's pose. So those back muscles that you just felt working, now stretch them out. So sit your hips back to your heels, rest your forehead to your mat. And maybe it even feels good to roll your forehead side to side. All right, my friends, tabletop, hands and knees. So in your tabletop, spread your fingers and actively push into the ground. So I want you to feel your arms get strong, your shoulders, and even your pectoral muscles, your chest muscles turn on. Back of your neck is long, gaze down. And then notice if it feels like your belly's kind of dropping, draw your belly button in and up. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back for a spinal balance. Right arm forward, left leg back. Strong, powerful line of energy. Big inhale here. As you exhale, elbow to knee, curl in and hollow out. Inhale, re-extend, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Slowly with control, exhale one more time, elbow to knee. All the way to empty round your spine. Inhale, reach. And then as you exhale, friends, zigzag. Right arm reaches to the right, left leg reaches left. If it's too much, bend your elbow or bend your knee or both. Try to lift them higher and reach them further. Draw your belly button in and up, gaze down, last round. Come back to center, spinal balance. Nice and long, inhale. And then lower it down, exhale. Bring your knees out wide. Invitation to gate your right leg out to the right. So toes face forward. Sole of your foot is on the ground. Left arm out, left arm up. Inhale here. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath you. Gently rest down on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Use your slow, steady breath all the way to empty with every single exhale. If you've got your right leg extended and it feels like it is not helping anything, then you do not need to extend it. Set your right knee on the ground. Good job. All right, if you happen to have your right hand lifted, set it back down. And then on an inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it out, reach it up. Exhale, left hand to the ground. Pick up your right leg, so even if you didn't have it extended, now reach it back and take your right toes off the left edge of your mat. Pull your hips to the right as you gaze back over your left shoulder. You can feel around what feels good here. Find it. Feel your body right in this moment. How could you work this pose, create more space? And then back to tabletop, hands and knees. And all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Stay here and hold, or for some core work, exhale, right knee, left elbow. Get as close as you can. Inhale, back up, three-legged. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Get as high as you can. Inhale, back up. Lengthen. Exhale, knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly and soft as you can step through. Low lunge. Rise up to crescent lunge. So hips square. Energetically, front hip draws back, back hip draws forward. So your legs feel strong and stable. A little tone through your low, deep abdominals that brace around your middle. So as much as you can, you want a nice neutral spine here. And maybe you just take your gaze up and lift your heart ever so slightly. Take one more inhale into crescent lunge. As you exhale, let's come forward, hands to your front thigh. So hinge forward and press your hands into your front thigh so much that you feel your low back round a little bit. So your belly button draws back and your low back puffs up. Now keep that so you feel like you're rounded just a little bit and start to lean forward, float your back foot off the ground. So rather than like you're in a back bend, I want it to feel more like you're rounding your spine. Feel your core, square hips, inner thighs face each other. Now see if you can keep that connection to your center. Extend your right arm forward. So right arm forward, left leg back. Take one more inhale here. Half moon, bring your right fingertips to the ground or a block. Bring your left hand to left hip, slowly open. If you fell out, no big deal. Whenever you're ready, if it's there for you, left arm reaches up. If you even want to go for the bound variation, Ardha Chandra Chapasana, feel free. So left leg is powerful. Heart is open, hips are open. One last round in your expression. Listen. See if you can land in a warrior two softly, maybe. If it doesn't happen softly, who cares? Take a moment to adjust. Luckily, you're at your house, so nobody even knows. All right. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Slow, deep breaths. Shoulders are stacked over your hips, and your front knee tracks towards your pinky toe. Next time you inhale, reach, reach, reach forward, side angle. So right elbow might come to your right thigh, or right hand might come to the ground or a block. Left arm can reach up or forward. If the bound variation is in your practice, you feel like going there, go for it. We've got about 3 more rounds of breath. Your heart wants to look up, so that's the action you're trying to create. Let your heart open. Press through the outer edges of both feet. And from the press of your feet with your next inhalation, rise up. Reverse your warrior, reach up, reach back. I'm going to grab my right wrist. You can take any variation you want to. Bend your right knee a lot. Track it towards your pinky toe. Breathe into your right side, waistline. Breathe into the space between your ribs. Last big, huge inhale. And then exhale. Let's come back to warrior two and straighten your front leg. Parallel your feet. So all of your toes face the long edge of your mat. Arms reach up as you inhale. Exhale, slowly dive down, wide-legged forward fold. So be here for about 5 rounds, anywhere you want to go. We are going to twist together in a few breaths. So maybe you don't twist now, maybe you do, maybe you want lots of twisting. And for a moment, just feel around, breathe. See if you can feel your core in this pose. Good job, you guys. All right, next inhale, halfway lift. Bend your knees if you need to, so fingertips to the ground or hands to a block. Keep your right hand on the ground underneath your heart, and then left arm to the sky. So you should be twisting towards the back edge of your mat. Now, we've been doing this a little more lately, so maybe you're a pro now, but we're gonna take that funky ninja move. So you'll pick up your right foot and thread it through, come down to your sit bones. Reach your arms forward, boat pose, and then guess what? You're gonna do that a few times. So left foot down, right hand down, come back to twisted, what am I saying? Wide leg twist, whatever it's called. And then sit down, woo, just have fun with it for a moment. Maybe you don't want to take your hand off the ground. Maybe you keep that hand on the ground and you just go back and forth. If you're like, what the heck are you even talking about, Katie? You can do your own thing, I don't care. Kim had us do this in class the other day. I was like, what is this? All right, let's all end up in a boat pose. facing towards the back of our mat. I'm grabbing my thighs for extra support. You can also bring your hands behind you for extra support. If you don't want extra support, you can reach your arms forward or overhead if you're crazy. Whew, I cannot even get close to that today. So, option to stay here and hold here, or inhale, high boat, exhale, low boat, everything hovers, squeeze. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat, hover, squeeze, draw low belly down. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. If you need extra assistance, hands behind you. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Inhale, high. One more. Exhale, low. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, high. Now listen. Left foot down. Right hand down. This time, three-legged down dog. So flip it over. Right leg reaches up. Open your right hip. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe this feels great right here, and this is where you stay, or option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down, right arm forward, open your heart, lift your hips, breathe down into your belly, wherever you're at, last big deep breath, and then regular down dog, walk it out. Okie doke. How the heck am I going to remember all that on the other side? Just kidding. I got it. It's this weird thing I can do with my brain. It just remembers. Just remembers. All right, friends, give yourself a moment in child's pose. Take a rest. Ah. Sigh it out your mouth if you want to. No, sometimes I forget stuff, so if I forget stuff, you can always unmute yourself and tell me if you want, or just do it on your own. All right. Grounding breaths in your child's pose. And downward facing dog as you are ready. Walk it out, lots of length. Reconnect to your Ujjayi breath. One more inhale into your down dog. And exhale, look to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Halfway lift position as you breathe in. Stick your butt out a lot. And exhale, let it go. Rise all the way up. Great big full body stretch at the top. Hands to heart, exhale. Keep flowing, inhale, reach. Exhale, dive down slowly. Breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, pause. So top of your push-up and then moving into a side plank. This time left hand is your base. So do your thing. If you want to modify, if you want to bring your left knee down or left forearm down, feel free. Otherwise, your bottom knee is lifted. Lift your hips really, really high. Maybe reach your right arm forward or even pull your right leg up. Feel free if there's any variation you want to work, go for it. You fall out, that's okay. Come back in. It's part of the practice. Lift your hips, breathe, one more. Slowly, plank or modified, inhale at the top of your push-up and push the ground away. Slowly lower in one strong straight line. 3, 2, 1. Once again, baby cobra. So stay low. Lift not with your hands or your arms, but your back strength. Once again, float your hands up, reach your hands back. This time, do float your feet up, but try not to widen your legs. Hug in with your inner thighs and imagine you're trying to rotate your inner thighs up towards the sky. Maybe a bend in your elbows. Find your mid-back muscles, lift higher. Breathe down to your belly. One more big inhale, lift. And let it go. Take a moment, and if it would feel good, take your knees a little wider than your hips and a few rounds of windshield wipers, side to side with your shins. And then we'll meet in tabletop, hands and knees. Ujjayi breath. Spread your fingers and push into the ground. Take your left arm forward, right leg back, spinal balance. So strong, powerful line of energy from front to back. Your hips are square. Big inhale, reach, lengthen. Press with your back foot. Exhale, elbow to knee. Round your spine, draw your navel in and up. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, elbow to knee like you're moving through molasses. There's a little resistance that you create. Inhale, reach. Last one, elbow to knee. Oh, inhale, re-extend. And remember, zigzag. Left arm goes left, right arm goes right. Try not to let your arm and your leg touch the ground or get lower. Lift them higher. Strong through your core. You can bend your elbow or your knee if you need to. One last breath. Back to spinal balance, forward and back lengthen, inhale. And tabletop exhale. Invitation to extend or gate your left leg out to the left. Toes face directly forward. Sole of your foot presses down. Right arm out to the right. All the way up. Inhale here. And exhale, thread it through. Breathe. Any variation you want to take is welcome. And if you don't like having your left leg extended, just set your left knee on the ground, no biggie. All right, last couple rounds. And if you do happen to have your left hand lifted, bring it back to the ground. On an inhale, unthread your right arm out and all the way up, open. Exhale, right hand down. Pick up your left foot, whether you had your leg extended or not. Left leg now extends back and then left toes off the right edge of your mat. Pull your hips over to the left, gaze back over your right shoulder and breathe all the way down your left side. However you want to work it. It might feel different on this side, so feel into that. Come back to a tabletop and take it back to downward facing dog. All right, from your dog pose, inhale your left leg to the sky. You're more than welcome to just hang out here if you'd like. Otherwise, exhale, left knee to your right elbow. Push the ground away. Inhale, reach, extend, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Aim high, aim for your armpit. Inhale, back up, lengthen. Last one, everybody needs your nose. So scoop out your belly and then step through softly, low lunge. And rise to crescent lunge. Slowly and intentionally. Square hip, so left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. Your back leg feels just as strong and powerful as your front leg. That brace around your center navel to spine. Lift your heart. Maybe even take your gaze up. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, lean forward, hands to your front thigh and push into your front thigh so much that you feel your belly button pull back and it almost feels like your low back rounds a little bit. Lean forward and let your back foot just float off the ground. Keep your hips square. Keep your navel drawing up. Navel to spine, like you're puffing up your low back. Maybe extend your left arm forward. So left arm forward, right leg back. Lots and lots of length. Good job, you guys. One more big, huge inhale. Now we're moving into half moon. Left hand towards the ground, or maybe you use a block. Right hand to right hip as you peel open. So right hip stacks on top of left, and then right arm to the sky. Perhaps you even want to go for the bound variation. Bend your knee, reach back, grab your foot. Open your heart, open your hips. Breathe. If you fall out, no big deal. Come back in when you are ready. If you're with me in half moon, take your last round. Warrior 2 is where we're headed. See if you can land softly. If you need to adjust, once you've landed, adjust. All right. Left knee tracks towards your pinky toe. Press into the outer edges of both feet. Slow, steady Ujjayi breath. Next time you inhale, side angle, reach forward and tip it over. So left elbow can rest lightly on left thigh, or maybe left hand to the ground or a block. Right arm might reach forward. For any variation you'd like to take on this side, keep wrapping your left butt cheek underneath you. And keep pressing into the outer edges of both of your feet. Soften your face, last couple breaths. Moving into a reverse warrior from the press of your feet. Lift back up, reach back. Keep that deep bend in your left knee. And maybe take a variation. I'm going to grab my left wrist. Imagine you're trying to lift your left rib cage away from your left hip. And breathe into that space between. Take one last big inhale. And then as you exhale, come back to a warrior 2. Straighten your front leg and parallel your feet. So all of your toes face the long edge of your mat. Arms reach up, breathe in. Hinge at your hips and take your dive down into your wide-legged fold, wherever you want to go here for a few rounds. So maybe you want it to be a little more restorative. You can ragdoll your arms. You give your knees a nice big bend. All right, friends. Halfway lift. Bend your knees as needed. Left hand on the ground, right arm to the sky, so twist. And you can watch me first if you want. So your left foot will lift. You'll thread it through your arm and your leg. You can come fully into boat pose, or maybe you keep your arm and your leg on the ground, but that's eventually where you'll come back to. So boat pose, then right foot, left hand. Bring your left foot back. Do that a few more times. At your own pace, see if you can feel your connection to center. And if you're like, what the heck is she talking about? Maybe you just come into boat pose a little early. Or maybe you're staying in your wide-legged fold the whole time. I do not care. Let's meet in boat pose. Oh my gosh. All right, and this time, we're going to take it all the way down to our backs. Hug your knees in and just rock it out for a moment. All right, if you have a block at home, bring it in between your inner thighs at the smallest setting, the skinniest width, and extend your legs up. Actually, sorry, knees stack on top of hips and shins are parallel to the ground. So your block is in between your inner thighs. If you don't have a block, that's fine. Just hug your inner thighs together, your inner knees together, like you're zipping your legs up. I'm not going to use a block, so it's totally fine. Take your arms out to both sides like a T, or cactus your arms. Inhale. And as you exhale, slow motion, take your knees over to the right. Don't let your left shoulder lift. Don't let your legs touch the ground. Hold here as you breathe in, like there is a brace around your middle. Use it as you exhale to bring your knees back to center. Inhale, center, active feet. Squeeze your legs or squeeze your block. Exhale to your left. So straight over to the left, go as far as you can without your right shoulder lifting, without your legs touching. Breathe in and hold. Brace around your middle as you exhale and come back to a neutral spine. Knees straight up from your hips. Extend your left leg up, keep your right knee bent. Exhale over to your right side. Hover and hold as you inhale. Back of your left shoulder stays rooted. Squeeze your legs together, squeeze your block. Active feet, exhale back to center. Inhale, neutral spine, switch your legs. So right leg straight, left knee bends. And exhale to your left. Hover, hold, and squeeze as you inhale. Brace around your middle, strong through your middle. Exhale, slow motion back up. Neutral spine, make your legs as straight as you can. Maybe even point your toes and squeeze like you've got a big mermaid tail if you don't have a block. Exhale to your right side, hover, hold. If you'd rather, you can flex, just make your feet active. Inhale, hold, 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 and then with your exhale, back up. Last one, inhale, center. Exhale to your left. Squeeze your legs together, squeeze your block. Brace through your center, exhale back up, hold. So neutral spine, hold. Bring your hands behind your head and interlace your fingers. Extend both legs up towards the sky, active feet. So flex or point, I don't care. Squeeze your legs or squeeze your block. Lift your head, relax your head into your hands. So point your elbows straight up. Now draw your low belly down and see if you can lift everything higher. Get your shoulder blades off the ground. Don't pull on your head, relax it into your hands. Draw your low belly down, tuck your tailbone, see if you can reach your toes higher. Lift your tailbone, reach your toes higher, everything squeezes, draw low belly down. Hold for 3, 2, make sure you're not pulling on your neck, and let it all go. Bring your feet together, knees apart. And just rest here for a moment. Good job, you guys. Give yourself a couple big open mouth sighs and let your knees relax as much as possible. And then bring your knees back up. Hug your knees in and find a gentle rock from side to side at first. And then this side to side rock, we will eventually take into a forward and back rock and roll along our spine. So for that, personally, I like to grab the backs of my thighs. I'm gonna rock and roll. Oh my gosh, my core is so tired. Rock and roll a few times, rock all the way up. And then right foot on the ground, left hand behind you. We're gonna flip it over, three-legged down dog, open through your left hip. Oh, this may feel really good, or it may feel really good to flip your dog. Open through your front body. Breathe down into your belly. Soften your face. Last big deep breath wherever you've landed, and we'll make it back to a down dog together and just walk it out. Maybe you feel like moving through a vinyasa to find your way to child's pose, or just sit your knees on the ground and sit back and rest in a child's pose. Breathe deeply, slowly. And just notice everything. All right. Come up to hands and knees and then find your way into a seat. And we'll take a seated hip opener today, but if you'd rather take a supine pigeon, figure 4 on your back, that is completely an option. So if you want to take a seated hip opener with me, double pigeon fire log pose where your shins are stacked one on top of the other is option one. And shin stack does not look like this. A lot of people do this. This is like, for some reason, this little adjustment makes all the difference. It's like a totally different pose. So you want this outer ankle on your inner knee. Line them up. If it looks like this, then you stay in a nice tall spine. If your knee's level with your hip, you can reach your butt back as you hinge forward. So I'm going with right leg on top. If you're doing left on top, that's okay, just as long as you get both sides. And then I was gonna say, if you want to take full cow face pose, feel free. I'm gonna stick with double pigeon. Keeps the flexion through your toes strong, ankles. So try not to let your ankles twist at all. Big intentional breath. Take about 3 more. And if you're in a forward fold like me, bottom of your next exhale, roll up slowly. Once everything stacks, lean back, hands behind you, feet out in front of you, nice and wide, and then take a few rounds of windshield wipers. All right. This is just for fun. You don't have to do it unless you want to. But like a happy baby pose, reach forward and grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Just kind of lean back so you're almost balancing in happy baby, and then see if you can extend your legs out. Woo! Lift your heart, press through your heels. It's really hard for me. Probably better than me. Have fun with it. Okay, good job. And then we're gonna take our hip opener on the other side. So just coming into it however you want to, whenever you're ready. Maybe you get into the same variation on this side and you're like, this actually doesn't feel like the other side. I feel like I need to go down onto my back, or I feel like I want to go deeper for this one. So please honor whatever your body needs, whatever you feel inside. If you're folding forward, your top knee is level with your hip. It's not higher than your hip. So don't fold forward if it looks like this. It's doing no good. Just sit up tall and try to work that knee a little lower. If your knee is level with your hip, butt reaches back. So you're not rounding forward, you're reaching your heart forward and then relax. And breathe. Flexion, dorsal flexion through your feet. So dorsal flexion is toes flex back towards your shins. It's funny because plantar flexion is pointed toes, but we call it pointed toes all the time. But when we say flexion, it's technically, it could be either. So to specify dorsal flexion, flex back towards your shins. Take about 3, 4, 5 more breaths in your hip opener. Soften your face, your jaw. Soften your hands, your fingers. What if you could soften through your outer shell? What would that feel like? Take about 2 more rounds and feel free to exhale out your mouth if you'd like. And then slowly roll it up when you're ready if you're in a forward fold. Head arrives very last. And once your head lifts, same thing, windshield wiper. So bring your feet out nice and wide and take some side to side movement slowly. All right, you guys, and then like we did before, come back to the center and playing with this. Make sure you have plenty of space behind you. Playing, by playing, I mean you can play with balancing in a seated happy baby, maybe a seated wide-legged straddle, and then rock all the way back eventually and just find a happy baby on your back. And if you're like, I do not want to rock back like that, then no big deal. Just find your way down and then be in a happy baby with us. I'm gonna now grab the outer edges of my feet. So whatever feels best in your own body. Maybe even straightening, extending one leg. So like bow pulling pose. One leg extends. If you've got a bow and arrow, one leg pulls back, side to side. Okay, and then eventually, my friends, no rush, but we'll take some windshield wipers on our back. So feet to the ground, knees bent, nice and wide with your feet. And then side to side, slowly and mindfully. And then eventually constructive rest pose. So feet stay wide and knees fall in. And if they touch, awesome. If they don't touch, that's fine too. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly. And we're going to take a few breaths to ground us now. So we kind of got our energy moving upwards. Now we're going to bring it back down. So first, we will take, this is called Viloma breath. First, we will take a big inhale and a 3-part exhale. So it will be inhale and then let 1/3 out, pause, let 2/3 out, pause, let the whole thing all the way to empty out, pause, and then do that 3 times. Then we're going to do it 3 times the opposite way. So on the inhale, we'll take 1/3, 2/3, all the way up, and then slow exhale. Invitation to take your exhale through your teeth like you are hissing like a snake. So like this. And I'm going to count down from 10 when we take that exhale. Okie doke. And if you want to ignore me and do your own thing, totally fine with me. Okie dokie. Here we go. All the way to empty in your breath. Inhale as big as you can and hold in fullness. So your entire body expands, hold. Let out just 1/3 of that air and pause. Let out another third, pause. Now all the way to empty, all the way to empty, become empty, hold in emptiness, Mula Bandha. Inhale, fill up. As full as you can, hold in fullness. Release 1/3, pause. Another third, pause. All the way to the very, very bottom, become empty. Hold in emptiness, Mula Bandha, root lock. Last time like this, inhale, fill up as big as you can. Inflate, expand, take up more space, hold. Release just 1/3 of that air, pause. Second third, Pause. Final third, all the way to the very, very bottom. Hold in emptiness. Hold. Now 3-part inhale. Inhale just low belly. Pause. Mid ribs, mid back. Inhale. Pause. All the way up as full as you can get with your breath. Hold in that fullness. And through your teeth like you are hissing, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1. All the way to the very bottom. Empty out. And then begin again. Low belly, low back. Pause. Mid ribs, mid back. Pause. Fill all the way up and hold in fullness. Hold, hold, hold in fullness. Slow, steady release for 10 through your teeth. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the very bottom. Become empty. One last round. Low belly, low back, hips, pelvis. Pause. And then second, third of the way up. Mid ribs, mid back, side bodies. Pause. And then get full. Fill up as big as you can with prana, with life force energy. Hold. Feel this breath inside of you. Let it out slowly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to the very, very bottom. Last breath. Just huge inhale. And huge sigh out your mouth. Good job, you guys. If you feel good here, stay here. Otherwise, extend into corpse pose. Legs out, arms out. If you feel like you need to move a bit before finding your corpse pose, that's fine too. And just let go of any efforting in your breath. Let your body take over. Let your body now breathe you. Some of you probably know that last night was the Aries full moon. So here's an invitation from the Aries full moon. So the Aries full moon represents unity between the moon and the sun, dark and light, balance and together in all things. Letting go of what is no longer for you, not necessarily to let more in, but simply because it is no longer for you. So I think sometimes we think when we let go of something, we have to fill ourselves back up with something else. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's nice to just let go and have more space inside. Let life flow through. So what would it feel like to let go of something that you're holding that's not really for you anymore? Not to let something else in necessarily, but just to let it go and feel the space that it leaves open. Space for you to breathe and move and let energy flow. And it is 1 o'clock, so if any of you need to go, I totally understand. You can just leave, but otherwise I'll stay here for a couple more moments and I'll bring you out of Shavasana in just a couple more moments. When things want to die, let them. If you keep them alive, they will slowly dull your shine and destroy your soul light. So that's Aries full moon. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And just feeling into all that space inside of you, maybe new space that you created, haven't noticed before. When you're ready, roll to either side. Use your arms to guide yourself back up. Seated meditation. And just bring your hands to your heart. Either prayer hands or palms stacked one on top of the other, and bow your head to your heart, this place inside of you that represents balance. This is where the masculine and the feminine meet, the soul and the spirit. The part of us that is bold and assertive, and the part of us that is more flowy and free. This is where love lives, and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. May we all live just a little more connected to our heart moving forward. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Namaste. Thanks, friends. Love you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day, weekend. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Thanks, Katie.
You're
Thanks,
so welcome.
Katie.